Hello guys, welcome to Mini Shorts. We're just looking at fitting the quarter panel. What I've done is I've spared you the hours of fettling, and I've been just using the cutter disc on my grinder to shave millimeters off the top of these panels here, and the fit in there now is pretty much how I want it. Just a slight gap with a little bit of a bevel. Sorry, let me just turn this radio off. Little bit of a ground bevel in there for the seam weld to nestle down into, and at this end we've got just about a millimetre, which is about perfect. Obviously know that I've punched all down here, so that'll be for plugging. And the first bit to do will be the two spot welds that go here and here, and I shall just get the spot welder in there and do those. So yeah, basically that all seems to fit pretty well, so I think we're gonna commit certainly to doing those two spot welds there, so that we can then put the floor panel in, because I can't do them after the floor panel's in. It's just a slight bit of misalignment here with this rail, but to be honest there was before I took it off, and I did get the window down, put the window in, and that fits fine. So yeah, not too worried about that. Right, I'm going to spin this car slightly, not too much, because I think things will distort a little bit if I move the car completely over, and obviously quarter panel is going to be this way up when the car's down, and that fits pretty well now. So we're going to try and get those spot welds on. I've already taken the paint back here and put weld through primer on, same on the other side and the same on this panel, so hopefully they'll take. Let's see what happens. Right, here we go with the spot welder. Going to do really quite short ones because I don't want to damage the outside face of this quarter panel. So we're going to be 1, 2 and off. Right, we've just skinned away the paint on the outside here, and also on the underside there. Hopefully there's no paint in between. It's time to commit on the top of this quarter panel. Always a bit nervous. It's going to be seam weld, it's going to be, you know, eye level. It's on the outside of the car, on a body panel, so you just got to go for it really, haven't you? Even if you don't know, you know, it's not your trade, it's not your profession, you don't know exactly what you're doing necessarily, but at the end of the day, got to put some weld on. We'll have to finish it back and put some more on, then we will. Yeah, just normal blokes trying to fix up their cars. So yeah, we'll have a go now. See if I can get you mounted up somewhere. Just hold on. Show you in there. I've gone for 3 little short seam welds there. Obviously still got to do around the corner here. Take this clamp off and do right up in that corner as well. Made a little hole in the middle there. Nightmare. Just a fraction of a second too long on that seam weld there. Perfect here, perfect there. In the middle it gave way. We will need a little bit of body filler on there, but we're not a million miles away. Just this is slightly lower than this. We'll keep trying to blend it in though. Right, I finished with a flat disc on here, and right in there, a little tiny mark. Might try and just put a tiny bit of weld on there, and then over on this side here it's pretty good, and then there, this top panel's just slightly lower than this one, and I don't want to thin this new panel out too much, so I'm going to just put a little bit more metal in that little crevice there, just so we can blend there a little bit more. Maybe it's not the right thing to do, maybe I should just leave it and put body filler, but I feel like having a go and seeing how good I can get it before the paint shop get on it. Anyway, I'm going to put a bit more in there, as I say. See how it turns out. Right, I've just run that little bit of weld there, and put that little spot of weld there, and a tiny bit in there actually. We're going to yeah, just linish that back and see if it's any better. Come back to you in a second. These are standard size. If you look here, fortunately it's almost exactly the right size for this radius, so I am able just about get in there without too much difficulty. And it's a similar story on that radius over there, so I can just get in there. Just put that down. So obviously you can see I did put a bit more weld on there, still a little bit cracky along here, but I'm not going to do any more now. I'm going to put some paint on there, and there's a bit of blending that will have to be done by the body shop, but considering some of the other parts on the car that need to be sorted, that should be an easy one for them. And over this side, well, it's pretty close to being perfect. Well, maybe not perfect, but I think that's quite good. Something to watch out for is these curved edges. They're very easy to sort of put little dents in them and destroy the nice rounded edge on there. So you see where I've just caught the disc there, I can feel that that's not a perfect rounded edge there anymore like it is here, so just watch out for that. I'm just going to grab the paint can. We'll put a tiny bit of the etch primer on, and then that will really make it stand out as to how flat it is. Then we'll just do this one as well. Try not to put too much on and get dribbles. So just grab the light here. So you might just be able to see. Depends on the quality that it comes up on YouTube. Just about be able to see where the joins are. I couldn't get right down in there and sort that out. So you can't see when I shine the light in the camera, can you? I couldn't quite get right down in there and sort that out there. This is not too bad. This side, I think the front surface of that one is pretty good. And then you can see around the end here. Obviously, in a minute, I need to do all these plug welds down these holes and the spot welds at the bottom. We've also got these, if you can see those 3 spot welds there, just going to need a tiny bit of filler, especially that bottom one. The spot weld just dug in slightly. But what I'm going to do before I do all the welding around the bottom of there and the plug-in, I'm going to make sure I can get the floor in. Small progress, keep going.